Okay. All right. Hi, this is Lucky Smith, and I'm here with.
Eric Dahl, also known as Coach E.
And Coach E, I understand that you train NFL drafts for the Pro Bowl.
Yes, I train prospective pro football players from their college, senior bowl, their pro days, NFL combines to prepare them not only for their performance but also for their seasons.
Okay, and then also, can you explain to us how this works? Like, what's the process? Like, how many weeks of training that they go through with you? Do you train them after when they get drafted as well? Is it something that you stay with them throughout their whole career?
Well, I have a very unique situation. A lot of these young men have gone through my youth program. I have a nonprofit youth program that helps them academically, also athletically. So I have them, a lot of them, as high school students. So they've come up through the program and trained with me. They've trained with me as high school players, college players. So it's kind of a natural progression for them to come to me to help them train for the NFL Combine.
And what's the name of your youth program?
Collegiate Search Youth Collegiate Search Youth Organization is the name of the nonprofit organization they're a part of. The training business that they move into after this called Ultimate Transformations Training.
And how can people find that?
Go to ultimatetransformations.com is the website, and the CSYO link is also for the nonprofit is there.
And how does this nonprofit stay in business? I mean, if it's nonprofit, football is very expensive, equipment alone.
Yeah, because it's a community-based program, we do a lot of fundraising just amongst the community. We do a monthly fundraiser that kind of finances the tutoring for the young people. We have a lot of volunteers. We have volunteers from neighboring universities, UCLA, Loyola Marymount, USC Whittier College. So they earn 4 units.
He goes to Whittier College.
Oh, really? That's what I graduated from Whittier.
We're a magazine based out of college students.
Really?
Yeah, most of our.
That's why I did undergrad at Whittier College myself.
How funny is that? Yeah, it was an internship that was a college project that turned into a business that blew up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I did my undergrad. I did undergrad at Whittier College.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's where.
Is this everything based out of like LA or what cities?
What we do is simply we set satellites up all over the Southern California area. And what the satellites consist of are the tutors and the directors.
Yeah.
And they'll meet could be a high school, it could be Beverly Hills High School, it could be Inglewood High School, it could be St. Francis Cabrini Elementary, Washington High School. We have them set up all over Southern California. And we have tutors there and the directors there. The kids show up, get the free tutoring from 6 to 8 o'clock in the evening. We have some sites that go from 4 o'clock in the afternoons to 8 o'clock in the evening. All of them, we do pancake breakfast fundraiser every month. Every child is responsible for selling 10 tickets at $4, so $40 a month is really what it costs for them. And then a lot of the pro athletes that I train give back. So after they've made it, they then contribute back.
And give back to the community. And what made you decide to do this? I mean, what was your major in college? I mean, is this something that you said one day I want to be a coach, or?
Yeah, you know what? It's so funny. I had an opportunity to play professional football myself, and in my trial with the Miami Dolphins, I experienced something very unique. Here, all of these incredible athletes fighting for, at that time, 45-man roster to be on the team. The majority of the men weren't going to make the team. And if we didn't have our degrees, that means you're going to go back to a life that's pretty similar to what you were living in high school because you didn't take advantage of your college experience. So when I finished playing my attempt to play professional ball, I wanted to make sure that these young people who had the opportunity to go to college achieved that college degree as a minimal level of education. So to do that, I started setting these satellites up to make sure they're proficient in basic subject matters. Reading, math skills, writing skills, and comprehension skills. Those 4 basic subject matters, if you're proficient there, you can matriculate successfully through all the levels of education.
So you know your draftees since they were like in 6th grade.
That's right. A lot of them. I have a young man, Oliver Ross, who played 12 years in the NFL who finished playing with the Arizona Cardinals. He literally started in my first group. He was a 5th grader. He's now grown, adult man, married with 2 children. Played. So over the last 24 years, I've known him, and he's grown up through my program. A lot of these young people have done the same thing. Some of them bring their friends in their course or the journey. So some of the guys may come to me in high school. Some of the guys may come to me in college. But once we establish the relationship, it's still, the foundation's the same. Being academic, being good people, being positive role models for the community, making sure we achieve the academic component.
So what's your rules? Like, if what rules do you have that you would kick somebody out of your program?
Here's the rules. 1, you have to be committed to yourself personally. That commitment to yourself personally means whatever you've decided as your objective, your goal, college degree, professional football, whatever, you have to meet an expectation daily. That expectation is that it's a requirement of 30 minutes of study outside of your normal study, 15 minutes of prayer, and your exercise and nutrition.
Prayer. So they have to pray.
Have to. You can call it whatever you want. Meditation, call it prayer, you can call it, reciting affirmation, whatever. You have to commune with yourself at least 15 minutes a day.
And what about, I've been in locker rooms and I've heard a lot of curse words. So you don't tolerate any of that?
No curse words tolerated.
Oh, wow.
We don't curse out here. We don't use any derogatory, labels for each other. You can use brother, as a way of referring to each other. We're going to be a positive role model for, they're out here with a lot of my female clients also. And the female clients always talk about how well the men are.
And are these women professional?
I have professional volleyball players who train from Misty May, trainer, to gold medalists. I have sprint champions out here, Elise Woodson.
So you don't just train football?
No, I train all sports. I train all sports and all levels of fitness. I train my mom and dad.
So this is really awesome. So you train anybody who wants to be involved in sports, and how to deal with going from college, how to get picked from high school to get to college, and how to get picked from college to get into the right team.
Exactly. With the academic component of it as being the foundation. One thing I explain to these guys, what you see is really truly, an inspiring thing, because look, if most of these guys play Pop Warner football. There's approximately 350,000 Pop Warner football players. There's approximately about 277,000 high school football players. There's approximately 24,000 college football players, but there's only 1,696 NFL football players. So to successfully go from Pop Warner to the NFL, it's 0.006% chance you can make it. So that's a truly difficult task. So one thing I can guarantee these guys, that maybe they may not play professional football, but you can guarantee that you can use your athletic ability to earn a degree in an education, which also gives you an opportunity to succeed greatly in life.
You still get a free ride, because college is expensive.
That's exactly
we
right.
all know this.
And you have an opportunity to do great things for yourself and your family because of that. So yeah, you may play a sport. So if you have a degree and you're graduating, like Altaron Werner here, he has a degree in mathematics from UCLA.
Okay.
Now, that's a person that he was a freshman All-American. He started his rookie season with the Tennessee Titans. He's going into his 3rd season. But he has the entire package. Well, this gentleman, if he decides not to play anymore, he has a foundation of doing something that he wants to do. He wants to create math academies for kids in the community. That's what I want to make sure these guys do. Pay forward through their efforts and contribute back into the community and be the men that we're supposed to be. So much about sport, is viewed on the field. I don't look at it as that way, because sooner or later, football will end for these guys, but they will have to be men the rest of their lives. And because they're going to be men the rest of their lives, I want to give them the foundation to be the best men they can possibly be.
And have you dealt with the steroids in high school and athletes?
Yes, I have.
And that's something that's always going on.
It goes on, but a lot of these kids come from the inner city environment where they don't have access to a lot of that. There's usually other types of drugs that can creep into their lives. Well, nutrition and health, I'm a nutritionist. So I try to speak to them and talk to them in regards to what type of lifestyle habits they have to be healthy, period. That's why prayer and positive thought is a part of it. Ultimate Transformations Training is the name of the business. I want them to get the maximum amount of change in their life that's equal to what they want to be. To do that, you got to have a focused mindset. Focused mindset, that thought becomes the thing. So if you stay on being positive and that you're going to be successful and achieve, that's what's going to happen. That's what God is going to give you.
And any major stories, anyone that you had just like you went through and they did a 360, and any miracle stories?
I have quite a few stories. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of times I don't mention those stories. I will tell you the story and not mention the name, because so many times people in my position, we get celebrated for what we do. And we use the stories of young people to kind of, for the media to celebrate us. And I don't like that. I don't like the fact that the media celebrates me because of this person's story.
Yeah, you don't want to drop their name and tell. I respect that.
So what I will tell you, I have a young man right now that's at a university, major college university, who spent 4 years in prison. While he was in prison, he called me and says, "Coach, I want to change my life." He had been in the gangs and just did some, and he says, "I want to change my life." And I sent him a book by Joseph Murphy called Power of the Subconscious Mind. It's about changing your thoughts. So the day he gets out, he goes and enrolls in a junior college. I'm like, we can do this. He enrolls in a junior college. He earns his AA degree. He plays football. We end up marketing his film and his around, and he earned a Division I football scholarship. He is now going into his senior year, and he's about to get a degree in exercise science. He wants to do what I do. But it's a perfect example of when you change your mind, change your view of yourself and your community, and how you want to contribute to it, anything's possible.
Well, let him know if he ever wants to do an interview, because the name of our magazine is called Start Over, and it's all about, people who had to start over, young people who got pregnant at an early age and they had to go back to college, or the woman who was 30-something years old and had the perfect life, and then her husband ups and messes around with the secretary, and then things happen in life.
Yes.
So, and then from that, it just went to Star Over Queen, Star Over King, Star Over Music, and that's how we are. But we're all about, it's like a positive thing. Even though we're a news organization, we do try to find heroes of the day, which you are going to be a hero of the day.
Wow, I appreciate that. Well, the thing that I just want to say is that there's to be healthy, you have to put focus in 3 areas: your spiritual self, mental self, and physical self. If equal attention is not played to all three, you can't really truly consider yourself to be healthy. And that's what I try to promote with these young people. But to become healthy, you have to understand there's a power in your choice. And the power in your choice has to be based upon 3 things. 1, only thing you can control is yourself. Can't control anybody else, control yourself. Second thing is that you have to control how you think in regards to yourself. If you think big, you can be big. The third and final piece, I believe, is the most important. It's the spiritual component. That means we were birthed and born out of the loving spirit of God. No matter what your beliefs are, no matter what your religion, we're birthed out of pure love of God. We should get up every day expecting something good. So if you make a choice knowing that the only limit you have is yourself, the only thing you can control is yourself, and that you should expect good, your choices are going to be good. And when you choose good, now you can design yourself to be whatever you want to be. Then that's when the final thing, that's my theme and motto. I want everyone to fall in love with the highest image of themselves. That's our theme and that's our motto.
You are amazing. I wish there was more people like you in this world. Honestly, I mean, I could tell that you're really doing this because you want to play it forward. It's not about the money. And sports is always, it's overshadowing. It
gets overshadowed, but see, I want to celebrate them for who they are without football. See, because it's going to come to an end. But they always have a seat at my table. Some of these guys I fed, my wife My wife and I, we've been together 30 years.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of these young people, man, we've raised them. We have 3 daughters of our own. And people say I never have sons, but I got thousands of sons.
And your 3 daughters, are they into sports?
They sure are. My oldest daughter.
Let me put